What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be breaking down why Earthshaker has a 48.97% win rate, practically a 49% win rate. This hero is extremely underrated this patch. I'm not going to say he's broken or anything like that. I think the hero is actually quite balanced, but I think the hero is being overlooked quite a bit and very underrated. I know Earthshaker has never been one of the most popular heroes in Dota, but I feel like you guys should pick him up and have him as a hero in your hero pool because you will have a lot of benefits from playing a hero like Earthshaker. One of the things is Earthshaker is not only good against illusion heroes, he's also very good against fragile heroes because Enchant Totem is just so strong. But first, let's break down the facets. So the first facet is tectonic buildup. So basically, aftershock radius is increased by 50 every 10 levels. I feel like this one is much better for support Earthshaker because you're playing more around your Echo Slam and things like that, and also your aftershock is just overall much better. But 10 hero levels is a little bit rough. I think for this facet to be a lot more playable, I think it should be maybe every 5 levels. Then it might be a little bit broken actually, but maybe just a little bit better would make people actually play around the Echo Slam a lot more with this facet, because that's what it's all about. When you're playing with aftershock, you just want more AoE damage in general. The next facet we're going to be taking a look at is Slugger. Basically, enemies killed with Enchant Totem are sent flying, dealing damage to enemies hit, which is really nice. It's kind of like a skill shot because you actually have to kill the enemy in the direction of the other enemy you're trying to hit. So if you want a creep to die and actually hit the enemy hero, you actually have to kind of land that. It's not like it's going to automatically hit. So it does take some skill to actually land those, but it is pretty much the best facet you guys can go for, especially for core Earthshaker. It's where you're going to be doing the most amount of damage, and if you're able to land these hits consistently, you're going to be doing a lot more damage, and that is very important for a hero like Shaker. It's also really good for farming. So if you guys are taking some stacks, this is actually a really good way for you guys to take stacks because you're going to be getting that extra damage. Once you guys are about to get the last hit onto the creep, make sure you line it up with the rest of the stack, and it's going to definitely help out your efficiency. And it is very important for a hero like Shaker to actually be able to take stacks a lot more efficiently, because normally this hero is very bad at taking stacks unless you just destroy it with an Echo Slam, which sometimes it is viable, but most of the time it feels really bad to use an Echo Slam just to take out an ancient stack. But if that is going to get you your blink, then it's definitely well worth it. A lot of players are very scared to use their Echo Slam on single targets. You should not be afraid to use Echo Slam. It is a big cooldown. I definitely understand what the fear would be. Your teammates might flame you because you could have won a team fight afterwards if you actually had the Echo Slam. Don't think about things that way. Earthshaker provides a lot more value than just an Echo Slam. You're very strong with your Enchant Totem. Not only that, a well-placed Fissure can win team fights on its own. Support Shaker revolves around playing with your Fissure and being able to actually land those properly. You can block targets that aren't able to get away because they have no abilities to get them out of sticky situations. A well-placed Fissure can help your team secure a very easy kill. So definitely don't sleep on playing the Earthshaker like that, and don't be scared to blow an Echo Slam just to get a kill. At the end of the day, the whole purpose of this hero is to be very active and not very farm heavy, but with this build with the Slugger facet, you're able to take a lot more farm around the map because this hero typically likes being very active, and if you're not able to get those kills around the map, it can feel really bad on the Earthshaker because you don't want to sit down and just farm all the time. You want to be able to go for those plays, go for those kills, and just scale as hard as possible. But if you're just sitting in the jungle not really doing a whole lot, you're not really playing Earthshaker to its full maximum potential. But there's always going to be downtime on the map, and you're going to be able to get that farm anyways. His innate ability is basically that you start with aftershock, which is a very important change because now you can start with aftershock and you can start with your Enchant Totem. Very important. It makes your laning a lot better. It helps secure range creeps a lot easier, and it helps your trading in the lane against these very tough heroes to play. Very strong change to the hero. One of the best innates, honestly, just to have both, because early on you wanted to have a pointed Enchant Totem on level 1 and then you would take aftershock at level 2. Now you start with both, so you can go for a 1-1-1 build with your bottle, and you're going to be able to get a lot more kills than you would have otherwise. Now I'm going to be breaking down some of the builds you guys should be playing. So for core Earthshaker, you guys should be playing Treads, Blink, into Aghanim Scepter. Then going back for a Daedalus, you could go for a Silver Edge and an Octarine, maybe a Refresher if you guys are feeling you're playing a lot more around the Echo Slam. And the Shard, you could definitely purchase it or wait for the Tormentor to give it to you eventually. I'd rather wait for the Tormentor, but if there is illusion heroes, it is going to be a pretty decent Shard for you guys to pick up, so definitely consider that. But if you're not facing up against illusion heroes, the Shard isn't as necessary, and you can just wait to get it from the Tormentor. The support build for Earthshaker is Mana Boots, Wand, Blink, Yule's Octarine Shard Refresher. You can get the shard a lot faster. You can wait to get it from Tormentor, or you can purchase it. I typically like to buy it right after Blink. It's going to help my damage output a lot better, and it's also going to give you that mini stun once you pop Fissure. It's also going to help you cross the Fissure, which can be very important sometimes for you to be able to get away. Very important shard to actually have on the support a lot earlier. When it comes to being a core, you're not as desperate to get this. Now let's break down some of the good and bad matchups Earthshaker can go up against. Some of the good matchups are Meepo, Broodmother, Naga Siren, Phantom Lancer, Chaos Knight. All the illusion heroes you're good up against just because of the nature of Aftershock and Echo Slam. You're always going to be doing a ton of damage to these heroes, and it's always going to be very important for you guys to have an Earthshaker on your team against illusion heroes. A well-placed Echo Slam against one of these heroes, you're going to be doing a ton of damage, and you're going to be getting those really big flashy Echo Slams. Even from the support line, when you're facing up against illusion heroes, Earthshaker is always going to be a very valuable pick. Some of the bad heroes are Doom, Viper, Huskar, Spectre, Bristleback. Clockwork is really tough to play up against. Venomancer as well, just because you're not going to be able to blink a whole lot. So in games like that where there's heroes that can cancel your blink easily, especially Venomancer is one of those heroes, or Viper that's just damage over time and you're not able to blink, get your Aghanim Scepter. Skip the blink completely, because you're not going to get any value out of the blink unless you're playing completely in the trees and just waiting for that perfect moment. But if you want to be a lot more involved and not just waiting for that one moment for you guys to use your abilities, then get your Aghanim Scepter and not get your blink dagger. Maybe eventually in the late game you might be able to get it because you have a BKB. Other than that, I don't recommend playing with a blink dagger against these matchups. It's just not as good. And heroes like Clockwork just make your life absolutely unplayable. So be careful when you're playing against these heroes, because it is very difficult. I believe it's one of the hardest matchups Earthshaker can go up against, and just limits the amount of value you're able to get on the hero around the map. Definitely very tough. Huskar, the same thing. Spectre as well. Spectre is not very popular right now in the meta, but he still gets picked here and there, and he's just a very tanky hero, and the fact that he can just find you globally can be a problem for you. If you don't have the Aghanim Scepter, you're not able to get away as easily. You could start having some issues. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this question? Typically Earthshaker, when you get these big Echo Slams or you watch these videos where they get these rampages, what do you guys think about this? Why is it always some games you get a huge Echo Slam and you're able to get a rampage or a triple kill, and it feels like the Echo Slam is the most OP thing in the world? And some games you go into 5 heroes, you pop the Echo Slam and they're still like half HP. You're like, what is going on? And some of you might say, well, it's a level difference, or it might be an HP difference. Honestly, sometimes you are over leveling the enemy and you still cannot pop them with the Echo Slam. Even though you're out leveling them, you have more farm, and you're going into 5 heroes with a creep wave and they don't die. They're like half HP, and it feels really bad sometimes. But sometimes you watch these clips on YouTube where this Earthshaker goes into 5 heroes with a couple levels ahead and just pops all 5 heroes instantly. Like, honestly, I don't know what that's all about. It feels like a very hit or miss ability where sometimes you literally win the game off an Echo Slam, and sometimes it feels very underwhelming. I definitely like to know your opinion in the comments below. That is going to be the question for the day. What do you guys think about Echo Slam? It's definitely one of my favorite abilities in Dota. Very fun. Earthshaker overall being very slept on. I hope you guys pick up this hero and start winning MMR with him. Even though his win rate is below 50%, not everything in Dota is about win rates. The hero is still really strong, especially from the mid lane. If you're playing it into good matchups, you're gonna have a lot of fun on the Shaker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. If you guys did, subscribe and join the Dota Chronicles community. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.